and you have it as a recording. So, all right. So it is our first week of our Coach University, and I'm really excited that you guys are all here. Everybody's muted, so you guys are good to go. You don't have to worry about background noise. You guys are good. I'm glad that you're on video so that I can see your beautiful faces because I actually enjoy that versus just looking at that little empty square box. So I don't care if you're still in your pajamas or if you're at work, or I see some of you are like cooking and getting lunch ready for the kids and whatever, totally fine. Today, well, actually for the whole next 4 weeks that we're together, every single Wednesday at 12 noon, we will have our Coach University call. And I'll have a different topic. So I'll walk you kind of through what's going to happen every Wednesday. So this week, we're going to talk a little bit more in depth about your goals. So if you didn't get a chance to listen to the call on Monday night, we'll kind of touch on that again. If you guys have questions, this is like your time to get all of your questions answered. And I know that you have a lot of questions about, which challenge group that you're going to participate in and how to invite and how to breadcrumb and how to have those conversations and get people signed up. So we're going to talk a lot about that today. We're going to talk a little bit more about social media and how to use social media effectively and why it's important. And then next week, we're going to talk about handling objections. We will talk about getting your customers enrolled into the challenge group. What is your role as the coach? We will talk about expanding your market. We will talk about sending friend requests and all that great stuff. And at the end of the month, we'll end the month with talking about getting to Emerald and pulling out any sort of last minute like goals that you have for yourself that you haven't set. So I have an agenda every week of what we're going to talk about. I keep this call at about 45 minutes, so it won't take up a ton of your time. But I will say that the people that show up and get on here live and participate and ask questions, and listen to the recordings and actually take what we talk about and implement it, you guys are going to be the coaches that have the most success in this business. And it's just the way it is. If you show up, if you constantly get that filling your cup, you're going to be just fine. So with that being said, I know I'm not every one of your actual sponsor coaches, and that's okay. If your coach may have put you into the Dream Team Coach University. So if you're a part of this call, even as you sign up coaches, I have a system that I've created for coaches to get signed up and to get enrolled in the Coach University and have some just pretty standard training that we've created. So your job is to make sure you're touching base with your sponsor coach after each call to make sure that you understand what's going on, that you get any follow-up questions answered. And when I talk about starting a challenge group, you're going to ask your sponsor coach, what is the start date of their challenge group, because that is what you guys are going to be inviting to. All right. So in the first 30 days from now until May 31st, our number one focus is starting our first challenge group. That is our number one focus. Our number one focus is reaching Success Club. And Success Club is like Beachbody's rewards program. So the rewards program basically helps set you up to earn the Success Club trips. You just saw us come back from Punta Cana. The Riviera Maya trip is next year. They'll announce, the next trip after that. Some people love the trips and love to look forward to those, and they can set benchmarks to get there. Other people are not motivated by that. But bottom line, if you set your sights on helping 3 to 5 people every month, you will earn Success Club. That will earn you trip dollars towards those trips. And then you will get an invite from Team Beachbody saying you've qualified for the Success Club trip, and you can take you and your family. It's all expense paid vacation, which is awesome. It's awesome. You get to work out with the trainers. You get to hang out by the pool. You get to mastermind with other people. It's where the team sort of dynamic comes into place. It's where the little, square on Facebook becomes a real person. So that's one thing that really is important, is going to events. The other thing is what's called Success Starters. That is the first 3 consecutive months that you are a coach. If you hit Success Club, you get a ticket to Coach Summit for free. And so basically in month 1, so if you signed up in April, then your first month as a coach is either April or May. If you signed up in May, your first month is either May or June. Does that make sense? So that starts your month 1, and you're going to hit Success Club, goes like May, June, July, or April, May, and June. You get a ticket to Summit. Carl Deichler, our CEO, also does like a small group mentoring call with everybody that achieved success starters in their first month. And so he does like a training call and helps you to kind of inspire your vision and give you direction of where to go and talk a little bit more about the company. So that would be 3 people that either purchase a challenge pack, sign up as a coach with a challenge pack, or Shakeology on Home Direct, right? Those are the ways you earn points. You get 2 points for Shakeology HD and a challenge pack that people purchase through you, regardless if they sign up as a customer or a coach. Now, everything we do in this first 30 days is going to be directed at helping you achieve that goal. Because what happens is, if you think about it, I know some of you have set some income goals for yourself, right? And I haven't actually received anybody's like new coach startup guide yet. So if you were on the call on Monday night, I asked you to do that as an assignment, and I haven't gotten anybody's back yet. But one of the things on there was setting an income goal for yourself. And so if you say like, look, I'm a Beachbody coach because I want to help people. I want to stay accountable to my health and fitness goals, but I really need to earn an income. And most of you have an idea of how much you want to earn. So let's just say, for example, an extra $200 a month would really help you to live more comfortably. And I'm literally just throwing that out there. And so we want to break that down. So if you say, the all access Beachbody on demand challenge pack, it has a commission of $50. Every time somebody purchases that, whether they sign up as a customer or a coach, you get $50 in commission. So if you have 4 people that sign up, you've reached your $200 commission mark. So have you guys kind of set a goal for yourselves of like how much you want to earn as a coach? Have you guys done that yet? Have you started to think about it at all? Yes, no, yes. Okay. So think about that. Like, what's going to be your number, or what's going to be the number of people you want to help? So kind of wrap your head around that. And honestly, the first month that I was a coach, I literally like guessed. I was like, I don't know, $200 sounds good. I wrote down $200 because I didn't really know. I didn't know what was possible, but I set that $200 mark and I didn't reach it in my first month, but it at least allowed me to say, okay, I need to step up my game, or I need to invite more people, or that wasn't, it's totally realistic, but at the time, I had no training or no guidance, so it wasn't going to happen for me. All right. So set a goal for the number of people that you're going to help so that you have a direction. Now, here's the thing. If you say, I want to help 4 people get started in a challenge group, I want to make that $200. This is the rule of thumb for you guys. The rule of thumb is this: 1 out of every 10 people that you talk to is going to say yes. And how many of you are finding that already? You're talking to people, you've launched your business, people instantly send you a message and they're like, I'm interested. And then you go into what it is that they need to do or purchase to be a part of a challenge group. And they're like, yeah, no. I drink that Slim Fast, or I go to the gym and I got that all the time. And I was like, good Lord. I was so excited when I launched my business, thinking everybody was going to want to feel the way that I felt and get the results that I did. But in reality, not everybody wants to do the work. Not everybody believes that it's worth the value. And so that's where the social media, it comes into place. And that's why I preach to the high heavens about being very present and posting 3 to 5 times a day, because people watch you. They don't comment, they say nothing. And there were days where I was like, man, I really suck at this coaching thing. Nobody's interacting, nobody's following me, nobody's sending me messages, nobody wants to join my challenge group. And then all of a sudden I would be at the grocery store and I would see somebody that I was Facebook friends with, and they would say to me like, you're really inspiring. I've been following you. I've been noticing your posts. You have a great transformation. And, or they would say, I tried that recipe that you posted the other day. And I thought, okay, it's working. Like, it's working. People are paying attention. It hasn't actually materialized into actual income yet. And so for me, that was sort of an affirmation that I was on the right track. And that's kind of what you're looking for right now. Like, you're really looking for those wins, those small wins that say, I'm getting people's attention. So if people are asking you questions, you're doing the right thing. It takes you a good month to build momentum. So this whole first month is like what I like to call momentum building. The difference between the coaches that reach Success Club And the coaches that don't are the ones that let fear hold them back. The coaches that say, I'm afraid to put my launch post out there. I'm afraid to post 3 to 5 times a day. I'm afraid of what people are going to say. What if they tell me no? Literally, you signed up to be a coach because you believe in Beachbody. You believe that the products work because you are living proof that it works. You are drinking Shakeology. You're doing the workouts, or you follow a coach and you've seen them lead the way. You know that it worked for them. So you already have the belief. The goal as a coach is to transfer that belief from yourself to other people. And that comes from repeat exposure. So what I want to talk about right now is the importance of launching your business, because like I said on Monday, the most important thing that you do as a coach is opening your doors for business and saying, all right, I maybe do not have a brick and mortar business, like you don't walk through the doors of my gym, but this is my vision. This is the kind of people I want to help. I want to help other blank, other women with children, other full-time working moms, other nurses, other whatever, other teachers, whatever it is, whatever you, other students and people that are in school right now, right? I want to inspire other people to understand that you can, eat good food, lose weight in a healthy way, exercise for only 30 minutes a day. You don't have to kill yourself at the gym, but that you can do it. And maybe it's on a budget. Maybe it is paleo. Maybe it is vegan, right? So you want to put your message out there. Who do you want to inspire? And then you say, I help you through support and accountability groups. And so you talk a little bit about what we do as a coach, right? We match you up with a fitness program. We help you reach your needs. Then you have to say, my next group starts on X date. And you have to say, like this post or message me for more information. So your launch post, if you don't do a launch post, it's like opening a restaurant and never putting flyers out in people's mailboxes, or making a post on Facebook, or asking your friends to bring their friends to the restaurant. And so you have to look at it the same way. Just because it's virtual does not mean you shouldn't have the same grand opening. So your grand opening should be asking your friends to share the post, or, do they know of anybody that would be interested in joining your next accountability and support group? It is sending an email. Like when I first signed up as a coach, I just typed up an email that said to everybody in my contact list. Again, I didn't prejudge. I just went down through and I selected my entire mass email, teachers, everybody that was on that list, private, like previous employers. And I just said, hey, some of you maybe follow me on social media. You know that I'm going through my own personal transformation right now. And I've currently lost 11 pounds with Insanity. And I have learned a healthier way to eat and to fuel my body for good food. And I really want to teach other people how to do the same thing. And I'm running these online accountability and support groups to teach people how to meal plan, how to choose healthier food options. I'm giving recipes. I'm holding people accountable to their workouts. And it's all virtual, done through our Challenge Tracker app. And then I shared my transformation picture. I shared a picture in there of myself. And then from there, I go on to say, if you or somebody you know would be interested in this, either respond to this email or forward this email on. And then I put my link to my Facebook page. And I didn't put my Beachbody link in there, but I just said, message me if you would like some more information. And I sent that out. So those were the things that I did to get my business up and running. Facebook post, mass email. And then from there, I started to say to myself, okay, I need to show people what this is all about. I can't tell you how many people thought that a challenge group meant that they had to live in close proximity to me, that they had to come to my house and work out, or that I was going to host a group workout session. And so I did a lot of this is what a challenge group is posts, where I talked about, like I took a screenshot of one of the posts in the challenge group, and I just talked about virtual accountability and the things that I shared. I did another post about Shakeology, where it was like, okay, I was getting all these questions about, I'm just going to drink my Slim Fast, or I'm just going to drink my whatever. And so my protein powder, and I did a post that said like, okay, I'm busting the myths on Shakeology. Shakeology is not a protein shake. It's not a weight loss shake. It is like if you say I'm drinking Slim Fast and I don't want to invest in Shakeology, it's like comparing apples to oranges. It's totally different. And so what I did was, that was me. I went out and I researched what makes Shakeology unique, what is it, what isn't it, and then I crafted a post, and then I put a picture of me drinking my Shakeology, and I gave a recipe, and so that was one post. And so every day I would think to myself, what can I do to teach people about this lifestyle, about Team Beachbody? And I always did my workout motivation posts, and I created a habit for myself, a routine. Every day I would do the same kind of routine. I would do my workout about the same time. I always would post a workout selfie. Were they pretty? No, they weren't always pretty. Were they, well scripted? Not always, but I showed up. And so I got better the longer that I was a coach, and people followed the transformation. I lost another 20 pounds after I signed up to be a coach. So people saw me on day one when I launched my business, and they were like, yeah, that girl doesn't know what she's talking about, right? She doesn't know anything about health and fitness. But what did I do? I proved them wrong by showing up. I proved them wrong by having a physical transformation. That is going to be the game changer. That's going to be the defining factor as to whether or not people circle back around. They gave you the, I can't afford it, or I don't want to buy Shakeology. That's going to be the defining factor, is whether or not you show them that it is possible and that it can be done. So it's all about being public about it. And I do even another, I'm just giving you some post ideas. So hopefully you're kind of taking notes here on that too. But I do my meal plan. I mean, how many of you guys are in my challenge group and I have you do a meal plan every single Sunday? Take the extra step to take a picture of it. Take a picture of your grocery cart. Take a picture of your meal planning, and when you're cutting up your vegetables and your fruits, and maybe grilling some extra chicken for the week, and then talk about that. That becomes a post about how you plan, how you prep, how you make the time, you set aside the time to do that planning and prep so that your week goes smoother. And so all of those things, and even recipes. So how many of you are trying new recipes for the first time? I know that was a big thing for me. And so when I found a recipe that was like kid tested and husband approved, is what I like to call it, I would take a picture of the dinner, type the recipe on Facebook, and post it. Because what happens is that people are like, okay, I have all those things in my pantry. If she says it's good, I'm going to try this recipe. And so then people began to try the recipes. And then that became another place for people to come back and say, hey, Melanie actually is giving me tips and value for free. Even though I'm not in her challenge group, I'm beginning to build a trust with her. I know, and they make the recipe and it tastes good, and then it makes them trust you even more. So your job is to build that trusting relationship. So 3 to 4 times a day, you are going to make Facebook posts. Or Instagram or Facebook, doesn't matter which one, just kind of use them interchangeably. But it is your duty as a coach, in order to be successful, to do that social media part of it. Like, you can't get around it. If you try to send invites to people to join your challenge group, the first thing that I do when somebody sends me a message, how many of you have ever had a consultant from another company send you a message? I've had somebody, I think it was a health and fitness business. It was like another network marketing company. And when she sent me that message, before I even replied, I went to her profile and I looked at what was on her Facebook page, and I looked to see what she had. And so if somebody's going to ask me or invite me to join a group that they're running, or buy their makeup or their skincare, if I go to their Facebook page and there is nothing about being a skincare consultant, there's nothing about tips for how to, get rid of blemishes or how to get rid of wrinkles, or if there's nothing on there about whatever they're inviting me to, I am going to disqualify them. I'm going to say they are not a credible source. And that's what people are going to do to you. So if I go to your Facebook page and you have shared recipes from He and She Eats Clean, and you shared Blogilates exercise of the day, and you have a shared motivational quote from another Facebook page, I do not see you as credible. I don't see your picture. I don't see you working out. I don't see you sharing anything that makes me get to know you. And so that's really where you have to say to yourself, I'm just going to embrace it. I need to build the credibility that backs up the personal invites. All right. So that's number one. Number two is the invite process. So I walked you guys through how to launch your business. We talked a little bit about social media. Our challenge group that we are inviting to is the May 15th challenge group. It's the 30 days into summer shred. If you're my personally sponsored coach, that's what you're inviting to. If you're somebody else's, you want to go ask them what group that you're going to be inviting to. All right. And so I encourage all of you to create an event. Have you guys done that yet? Have you guys created an event? All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to just share with you. This is an easy way to get people interested in what you're doing. So if I go down here and I click on events. So let me go up here. Hold on one second. Here, I'm on my personal Facebook page. If I go to this left side, you see where it says events, and I click on events. If you go there, now it says create an event. This is what you're going to choose, create an event. You do not want to do a private event because then only invited guests are going to see your event, and you can choose to let guests invite friends, but you want it to be public. Anybody can see it. Anybody can search for it. That's what you want. Then you're going to choose your personal Facebook page, or you're going to choose if you have a business page, you can choose that. You don't have to, like I said on Monday. But now the next thing is we need to create an image because we have to have an event photo. We can't just create something without having an event photo. And if you see here, it says, for best results, use this 1920 by 1080. You see that? So I use Canva. Here's canva.com. I just go to this site and I use custom dimensions, and I think what did it say? 1920 by 1080, maybe? Let me just double check and make sure I did that right. 1920 by 1080, yep. And then all you do is click design, and a blank box is going to pop up. All right, super easy. Now, if you look on the left-hand side, you see all this. These are just ways to plug in pictures. So I could say, all right, I'm gonna put 3 photos in here, and I'm going to upload 3 different photos. So let's just say I'm gonna use 3 photos that I already have in here. All right, one of them is going to be a picture of Shakeology. One of them is going to be a picture of, and since it's like summer slim down, I'm kind of looking for something that is like summerish, right? So I'm just gonna use Alyssa's picture because I have one of her. And then I'm gonna do something with food because it's a lot about nutrition, all right? I'm just making this up as I go. But see how easy that was to like drag and drop that in there? So simple, so easy to do. Then I can go over here and say text. I'm gonna just write on it and say 30 days till summer shred. Then I can take this photo. I can change the font. I can move it around. I can do anything that I want to do with it. All right, basic. Here's what you do not want to do. You do not want to have this color font, and then you don't want to have another thing that says message me for details, right? And then you don't want that to be a yellow color. Like it shouldn't be rainbow. It should not look like a 2-year-old made it. So keep it basic, keep it simple, make it look somewhat professional. But how easy is this? This is your banner. Now we say download. Let's just say 30 days till summer shred. You could even put like starting May 15th on there. And now what I'm gonna do is once that downloads, see, and now it downloads right over down here, I'm gonna go over here. I'm gonna click add event photo. And then I'm gonna say in here, 30 days till summer. And it's gonna pop up in there's my image. And I'm gonna click open. And it is now going to put that right in the box that I have there, all right? So once that shows up and it finishes uploading, the next thing that I'm gonna do is I need to give it an event name. So you can drag it, like I can just drag it down a little bit and reposition it. All right, so short name, so it's 30 days till summer shred, location in your home. When does it start? May 15th. Now, this is an event, which means an event is not where the actual challenge group takes place. The event is just the invitation to join your group. All right. You will move people once they purchase over to the Challenge Tracker app. And I'll explain that in a little bit more detail. So I make this, oops, sorry. Let me go back over here. So I will make this like end at 11 p.m., right? So just that day, that once the 15th is here, I'm done with this event. Now I'm going to give a description. The description of the event tells people what is the meaning behind the 30 days till summer shred. Why am I running this group? So you don't want to just go join my challenge group. Here's the link to join. Like, you need to give a description. So for me, I would say, okay, why am I doing 30 days till summer? Because I know that there literally are 30 days till summer and we need to like take action fast. And if we want to feel comfortable and confident in our bathing suits and our shorts this summer, you know, we really need to take massive action. So my goal is to teach people how to meal plan, how to sort of strip it down and get the best results as fast as possible by cutting out certain foods like dairy and certain whole grains. And that's what I'm going to teach people in this group, is like how to strip it down using a Beachbody workout. And so I'm going to share that and talk about that. So this is actually my my group here, and it says about. So I'm just going to kind of copy and paste this over so that I can share this with you guys. So if I go over here and I go into this group and details, so it's May, and the truth of the matter is this: the trees are blooming, the sun is shining, warm weather is right around the corner, which means you have two choices. You can embrace the inevitable, or you can continue to put on the blinders and hide behind baggy pants and flowy tank tops all summer long. All right, so now I'm trying to catch people's attention. I'm trying to paint the picture for them. And then I talk about myself. I can remember trying on 10 different shirts before settling on one that didn't squeeze my muffin top and my disgusting and disguise my back fat. I would have to leave the top button of my pants undone to give myself more room to breathe. So why am I saying that? Because I'm trying to get people to say, oh yeah, that is totally me too. I am that way right now. And then I just talk about how I literally was fed up. Enough is enough. I was sick and tired, and I decided to join a challenge group. And I even say, does that sound like you? I say, my goal is to help you shed 10, 15, maybe 20 pounds and take control of your nutrition, your fitness, and your overall health. And I go into, in my 30 days till summer shred, here's what I'm going to walk you through. How to set goals. I'm going to help you choose a fitness program, match you up with one that meets your needs, give you tools to effectively create simple, family-friendly meal plans, give you tools to help with emotional eating, late-night snacking, right? I just put that all in there. And you can use mine as a guide. Feel free to use this as a shell, and then you can tweak it so that it fits whatever challenge group you're running. All right, the last thing is I need to do a call to action. So I don't want to just put it all out there and then not say like, hey, if you're interested in this, what are the next steps? So for the next steps, it could be click interested or going on this event, and I will send you a private message. It is, you must be willing to commit to a Beachbody fitness program and Shakeology for the duration of the group. You must be 100% committed. It's your time to shine. All right. So that's what I got. This is what you are working on. Now, why do we do this? Then you hit create is what you would do next, and it would create the event. So I'm going to take you over to my event that's already created. This is what it looks like. Now, once you create the event, you need to invite it or share it with people. So see this little share button? It says invite friends. So this is what I was talking about on Monday. You literally want to go down through and click all friends. And then what you want to do is you can unclick people that are already coaches. You can unclick people, that have already told you no. But basically what you can do is you can go down through and you can invite people, right? You can invite people to join you. And it's super easy to do. And now everybody that you invite, when you send an invite to them, it pops up in their notifications that you invited them to a group. At that point, people make a decision whether or not they're going to join you or not. A lot of people are going to click interested or going, but they're not going to say anything to you. So then what I do is, you see how it says 19 that are interested in going? So anybody that's interested, I go down through and I'm going to send them a private message. If you just hover over their name, Now I can click on message and I can send Sarah a message. Hey, Sarah, I saw that you were interested in my 30 Days to Summer Shred. What interests you most about the group? And are you currently working with a Beachbody coach, right? That's all I'm going to send. Do not assume that if people say that they're interested or going, that they are definitely in. 9 times out of 10, they have no freaking idea what they've just clicked interested or going to. And so you just have to assume that, and this is like a warm lead. It's somebody that you didn't have to go out and search hard for. They kind of like came to you per se. All right. So I go down through and I send everybody on this list an email and or a message, a Facebook message, just in asking them, I saw that you were interested in joining the accountability and support group. What interests you most about the group? All right. I wait for them to get to message me back. And once they message me back, and let's just say Megan says, I am interested, I need accountability, sign me up. I'm like, okay, all right. I still don't take it that 100% that she's going to actually purchase, because again, she doesn't know what she's getting herself into yet. Sounds like a good idea. All right. So I say to Megan, all right, Megan, I say, okay, I would love to have you as a part of the group. You said you wanted to lose 10 pounds. So here's how the challenge group runs. It's a closed accountability and support group where I match you up with a Beachbody fitness program and a nutrition plan to meet your needs. You replace one meal a day with Shakeology, and I stop you right here. Even though I already wrote that in the description, most people don't pay attention to the description. So you have to say it again. So I say, this is going to be the requirements. Based on what you told me, I think that the 21-day fix would be a great starting place for you. It has the really focused concentration on nutrition. It's got cardio and strength training. And you said that you were sort of at the beginner level of your fitness. I think that this would be perfect. It allows you to modify until you get stronger, and then you can do less and less modifications. Does that sound like something you would like to do? If they say yes, how much does it cost? From that point, I say, okay, here's the cost. You can do one of two ways. You can just buy the 21-day fix challenge pack. That's what you need to be a part of the group. Or you can get, we have a promotion going on. It's called the All Access Beachbody On Demand Challenge Pack, and you get every fitness program. So once you're done with your first 21 days, you can just keep moving through different workouts, and it's only $160. It comes with your Shakeology and the portion fix. So I give people some options, and I ask them which ones they want to take advantage of. Then from there, once they say, I'm in, I'm ready to go, then I use that website, which is called Coaching. It is this website. I don't know if you guys saw this in like the welcome message, but this is how I send people the direct link to get started. So it's called TBB Coach 411 Link Generator. There you go. All right, hold on. I'll answer your questions, guys, in 1 minute. So hang on. So I just go in here and I put in my coach ID 401582. I click submit. Now, if I'm looking for a challenge pack, I click on challenge packs and see, it just actually copies and pastes it exactly the way that it needs to be. All right. So now I would go up and I would go to my messenger and I would send them a message and I would send them that direct link. As long as they don't currently have a coach, they never created an account before, they can just use that and sign up, and it will automatically assign you as their coach. All right. So then from there, I'll look to see that their order actually goes through. Hey, hang on 1 second. There's somebody at my door. Give me 1 second. Sorry, guys. All right, I'm so sorry about that. Okay, all right, so with that being said, guys, if they have a coach account that they have created before, or a customer account, I should say, you want to make sure that before they place an order, because sometimes people, like a couple of years ago, have bought off of somebody else, or they just made a Team Beachbody account. They have to actually change their coach to you before they can place an order. And that's really simple to do. And I'm just going to show you that because I don't think everybody knows that little trick. So if you go to teambeachbody.com, all right, and once you're in there, if you click sign in, just sign into your account. Once you're signed, you don't even have to go into the coach online office. Like just, go to the regular one and then go down to the bottom where it says contact us. And when you click on the contact us button, it says request customer or coach change. And so see this form? If you just copy that link at the top and you just paste that in a message, even though just this, I don't know why it turned up like funny like that. I think maybe because I'm on here, but just that hyperlinked part, you can delete everything else out. That's all you need to do. So all the person will need to do is say like, I'm a customer, and then they would put in their name, right? And then they would enter the coach information you'd like to be transferred to. So they would put in like Melanie Mitro, and then you would give them, your coach ID and then their email address, right? And that's it. And then confirm it. Would you like to transfer the credit of your recent order? Yes. And then it kind of goes through. You can put in your order number and it's all done. Does that make sense? So this is how you would transfer, like have a customer coach change request form. You would do that through here. Okay. So that's a good tool. You'll find that you'll come up against this quite a bit when in your process of getting people going. All right. Okay. So anyways, that sort of is the process of taking somebody from interested or going to your event all the way to the end. Now, here's the other thing. Just because I create this event and I publish it and I invite people, I don't stop there, because I know that it takes people about 7 to 10 days to make the actual decision that because they're following you, they want to sign up. So what I do is and you can see this on my personal Facebook page, right? I created this image, and then what I did was I went to my personal Facebook page. I didn't share it. All I did was I went down through, hold on, let me just scroll until I find this. It was a couple of days ago. And I just make a post. There it is. Now look, tomorrow is May 1st. The truth of the matter is, look, I kind of like copied and pasted that description. And then I uploaded the image. I didn't share the event, I uploaded it. If you notice, it only had 37 likes. That's not a whole lot of likes, but it got people to go check out the event. It got people to ask some more questions. So I shared it there. Then I took the same image and I put it on Instagram, because I also have an Instagram account. So I shared it in a couple of different places. Now, the next thing that I am going to do is I am going to, every single day, I am going to talk about this health and fitness group. I'm going to talk about the challenge group, and I'm going to do an invite. So here you go. You can see yesterday I told my story, and I told people about who I was before and who I am now, because the story is what's going to get people to join you. It's not about the fact that Beachbody products work or that you're drinking Shakeology. It's the fact that it changed your life, either physically, mentally, emotionally, nutritionally, and we have to tell that story. And so what I did was I told my story, and at the end, I say, I found my calling. I want to help you find your balance. Are you ready to join my support and accountability group? I directed people back to filling out that little application. And this is my transformation story. All right. So that was I call those jabs, and you'll hear me talk about jabs quite a bit. So that was one from yesterday. Now, obviously, I'm going to do another one today. And today is going to be a snack recipe, because I get a lot of people that struggle with late night snacking. And right now, as the weather gets warmer, ice cream's like a big deal. And so I'm going to talk about Shakeology ice cream. I'm going to make it. I'm going to make a post about it tonight. I'm going to talk about handling those late night cravings and how Shakeology has saved me. And then I'm going to say, this is what we do in challenge groups. We hold each other accountable. If you would like to join, like this post or send me a private message for more information. All right. So again, I don't have lots of people beating down my door just yet to join, but every day I will post about it. And if you just follow that routine, you're going to every day pick up somebody else that's kind of interested in what you're doing. Does that make sense? Do you guys have questions about that so far? See if you guys, wondering if you follow up with people that don't respond to your invite. I do. So, Kyla, when I send somebody a message and I say, hey, Kyla, I saw that you were interested in my challenge group. Tell me a little bit more about what your health and fitness goals are, what interests you in the group. If they say nothing to me, number one, make sure you're friends with them on Facebook, because if you're not, it goes to their other folder and they may not see it. Also, I send them another message about 24 hours later. I'm like, hey, Kyla, I sent you a message yesterday. I know how busy life can be. I'm not sure if you got it, but I just wanted to see if you were interested in learning more about my group. If I still hear nothing, I sometimes will like tag them in the event page and be like, hey, Kyla, don't forget to fill out the application, or don't forget to check your messages. I sent you a message. And so after about the third time, if they still don't respond back, I just kind of let it go for now. And then usually they cycle back around, but it's usually like 2 times that I'll follow up with somebody to ask them. Also, what program do you use to manage your invites you send from Facebook? I still use that Google Streak. So I have Google set up. I take those people and I input them right into my Google, and mine looks like, mine's busy because I obviously use it a lot, but I have people that go from the invite stage to the interested in Beachbody On Demand to forming and whatever else we're doing. So I have all of that in there, and especially where you guys are at right now, install Google Streak. It's free into your Gmail. It will like save your life. And I literally, if I message somebody on Facebook, I go over here and I say Melissa Fisher. She was on Facebook. She's interested in the main challenge group. And then I just go ahead and go through and add her in there. All right. So that's what I do. Heather, let me read your question here. Do you feel you can be successful? Absolutely. Absolutely. So Heather, I have so many people that build only on Instagram. And that's perfectly fine. And sometimes I think it's easier because it's like a cold market for the most part. So you can use your hashtags, your job, just like somebody on Facebook is trying to grow their following. So, those of you that are on Facebook, I want you to friend request 3 to 5 people every single day. People that you met in college, people you went to high school with, coworkers, people that are friends in your neighborhood. I don't know about you, but I'm a quiet person. So I didn't have a lot of friends on Facebook. I had to really kind of take off the privacy settings and allow people into my life. Do the same thing on Instagram. So you can go to, search for people. You can make sure you're connected to all your friends in your contact list. You can even search like weight loss journey or mom of preschoolers or weight loss. Like you can search hashtags and then follow people and post about it and try to get that interaction back and forth. So it works both ways. Like there's no limitations, whatsoever. There's a lot of coaches that build in both places. So it will not hinder you at all. All right. Okay. You have no desire to use a Facebook. It's not as a requirement. You don't have to. But I will tell you, like our team page, like a lot of our conversations that we have just happen on Facebook. So even just to get like, when are the team calls and what are some important announcements, like even just have a Facebook page so that you can check into the team stuff is what I would do. You don't even have to add friends on there if you don't want to. But I would just say from an information standpoint, it's just good to have that, as just kind of a backup plan. All right. So now you can do whatever you want. It's perfectly fine. I have a video that I can share with you of a coach that built all the way on Instagram. And because she was like, I don't want to go on Facebook, and she's done great in her business. So not a problem at all. All right. So like I said, on Mondays, like, kickoff call, just apply everything interchangeably, Facebook or Instagram. Okay? All right, so the next thing is this. As you guys go through this next week, I like to call week 1 as trial and error. You're going to suck at posting a little bit, maybe, unless you already know how to use social media, then you've got a handle on this. You're going to take at least 20 selfies before you get the right one. You're going to overthink what you're doing. You're going to be worried that you're posting too much. Then you're going to say, I didn't post enough. You're going to be afraid to send invites. That's just life. So here's what you do. You do it anyways. You do it anyways. One of the biggest things that I can tell you as a coach that helped me was I just did it. I was like, here's the idea. I think that this recipe could really help people. Posted it. I just didn't even think about it. Morning workout picture. I'm like, if this gets one person out of bed today with a more positive mindset, I've made a difference. Post. And so I just failed my way forward. I just worked myself through this business. I sent invites that maybe I word vomited all over people, and I did all 10 steps at one time, and the person ignored me, and then I thought, okay, maybe I overwhelmed them. And then I apologized. I'm so sorry if I overwhelmed you. I just read back my message that I sent you, and I sent you way too much at one time. I'm so sorry. What do you think? Is this something you want me to kind of break it down? Do you have some questions? So you just apologize because you're excited. You're new. You don't know what you're doing yet, but you have to try and you have to be willing to take that leap in order to find your rhythm and your success. And the last piece is tracking is so important. I mean, how many of you use the 21-day fix containers? Or how many of you use MyFitnessPal? Or how many of you have ever tracked your food in some way? So when you don't track your food, what happens? Like that extra handful of goldfish you forget about, or that handful of M&Ms that you ate, or that little 100-calorie pack. You forget that and so at the end of the day, you have food amnesia. You're like, I had a great food day. I had salad for lunch, but then you forget the glass of wine with dinner and the extra piece of toast for breakfast. And at the end of the week, you get on the scale and you're like, dang, I worked so hard this week. I ate so healthy. I did my workouts. I didn't lose any weight. But then you realize when you start sitting down, you start writing down everything that you ate, that you actually overate and you didn't even realize it because in your mind, you weren't tracking it. But when you measure and you write it down and you use the 21-day fix tracking sheets, you become really aware of your behaviors. And it reminds you of where you're off track. In your coaching business, you have to do the same thing. Whether you're going to track it on pen and paper or a 3-ring binder, the number of people you add, the number of people you invite, the number of posts you do, you have to have some sort of system to help you get from point A to point B. So that at the end of every day, you can say to yourself, did I do the things I needed to do to move my business forward? Does that make sense? So the next 7 days, trial and error. I want you guys to focus on talking to people, on, putting yourself out there and really working towards getting at least, at minimum, 3 to 5 people to join that May 15th challenge group. The Coach University on Vimify, it is the place where you check in. It's where all the assignments are housed. If you don't get to do yesterday's assignment, it's not going to go away. It's still going to be there for you to come back to later. But that's where you want to be spending your time. Coach University, that's it. Everything else that you see myself or your upline doing on Facebook, in our training programs, on the team calls, ignore it. Just focus on the Coach University. That's all you want to focus on for the next 30 days. If you can accomplish that, then you'll move on to phase 2 and we'll just add another layer on top of that. But it's already an overwhelming process as it is to get started. There's a lot to learn. There's a lot to do. So let's just simplify it as much as possible. 3 to 5 people, just that business activity tracker is all you need to focus on. All right. So what questions do you guys have? Any other follow-up questions now that we've kind of gone through all of that? Let's see. And that's it. What else? Anything? Was this helpful? Yeah? Good? Okay. All right. So if you have questions, go into Coach University, post them in there, or send me a private message. I have like a little group message thread going for all of my personally sponsored coaches on Facebook. So if you're not a part of that, you just need to send me a Facebook message so I can add you to that group thread. And that's just for my personally sponsored coaches. Okay. All right, guys, I will talk to you later. I will see you all back here next week. We're going to talk about handling objections and a little bit about, how your first week went. So keep me posted if you need anything, and I appreciate your time. I will see you guys later. Bye, everybody.